What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to dive into the $5,000 Z51 package on the all-new 2020 Corvette C8, and really, is it worth it? I've had numerous questions asked on a lot of my videos about the Z51, and I've actually even received several emails from people asking my thoughts, and in my latest video I talked a bit on the Z51 and said most likely if you are not tracking your Corvette C8, you will not need to buy the Z51 package unless you just want the little goodies. But to break down today's video and kind of make it a bit easier to make your decision or just for overall general information, so what we're going to do is we're going to break down each part that comes with the Z51 package, and there's about 10 of them, and we're going to weigh how good these options are. And again, this should give you a better idea of the value you get for the Z51 package, so let's dive on in. So the first item on the Z51 package is the brand new performance tires. Now, the standard tires you get for your Corvette C8 are newly developed Michelin all-season tires, and they're the Pilot Sport All-Season 4. And honestly, they seem like they're pretty good tires, and they come with 1G of grip. Now, to give you a bit of comparison, that is more grip than you got on the Sport Summer Performance tires at the C6 lineup, the C6 Corvette lineup. So these are impressive all-season tires that, again, were newly developed for the Corvette C8. The PS4 performance that you get with the Z51 give you a bit more grip at between 1.03 and 1.05 G. So, is the trade-off of more grip better over more seasonal driving potential worth it to you? If you do choose to go with the Z51 package or live in a place other than Miami and LA and you do want to drive your car around year-round, you're going to be looking at a second set of tires. The PS4s will not be enjoyable during the colder months. Personally, as I have stated in my other videos, I have chosen to go with the Z51 package as I do want to track it, but this means that while I'm living in Missouri, I will be forced to find a second set of tires for almost half the year, and this is a pretty steep cost in addition to the already $5,000 option. The second item on the list is the performance suspension. Now, the new Corvette will come with an already solid suspension, but if you do opt for the Z51 package, it will be stepped up to the next level in terms of sharper handling and stiffer ride. Again, this is not for everyone because if you're never going to track your car, you're never going to see the full potential out of the suspension upgrade. And in fact, you will have a rougher ride during highway cruises due to the stiffer suspension settings. Now, this does lead me to a very important part about the Z51 package. The all-new 2020 Corvette does have the option to add the Magnetic Ride Control System, or MRC. This option allows the driver to completely change the suspension settings for the car on the fly. The suspension can be in comfort for the highway runs, but then turn over to a super stiff mode for your track time. Most people watching this video are already aware of this feature, but if there anybody new, this option is incredible. I was able to try it out first on a C7 Z51 that I was able to test drive, and it was amazing. I could for the most part tell the slight refinements throughout the different modes, such as Eco versus Track. I even have MRC on my current Audi R8, and while it does only have 2 modes, they are distinctly different. In my opinion, the MRC is not just a gimmick option, and it really does add to the diverse capabilities of the Corvette C8. With that being said, to get this option, which is $1,895, you must have the $5,000 Z51 package added to your car. This is a really steep price, and it's not something that I can really answer for you because each person is in a different situation. My advice would be to go and test drive a C7 with and without the MRC and see if it's a difference that is worth it to you. Moving on from there, we have the adjustable threaded spring seats. These are actually a great option because they allow you to tailor your ride height and corner weight adjustment in a fairly easy manner. So for most people, this is a lowering kit they want so that their car can sit at a more aggressive height. This is a fairly nice option that I think a lot of people overlook when seeing the added benefits of the Z51 package. One caveat that I do have for this option is that if you go with the front lift system on your Corvette C8, then the front springs cannot be adjusted. Now, this is a fairly big deal breaker, and I've seen some people say that on the forums they're not going to get the front lift system because of this. I personally am still going with the front lift system, as I believe it's going to be extremely beneficial, as my C8 is going to be mostly my daily driver. In addition, the pricing at just $1,495 for the front lift system is really not that bad when you compare it to other cars with that option. So it really is the question of to add the front lift or not. The next item on the Z51 list is the larger brake rotors with Z51 logo on the calipers. As far as the logo goes, I think it's a nice touch, but it's not the main factor in this option. The larger brake rotors are the important factor that comes into play here, and your standard C8 Corvette will come with JL9 brakes with a 4-wheel anti-lock setup, giving you 12.6-inch front rotors and 13.3-inch rear rotors. If you do choose to upgrade to the Z51, this will step up your front rotors to 13.6 inches, which I do want to add is a noticeable difference. You then get 13.6-inch rear rotors, and these larger Brembo rotors give you better braking power and longer efficiency. But, and here is my but, most people not tracking the car will ever be able to tell a difference. If you are driving in a manner on public roads where you do need the extra help from the Z51 brake upgrade, then you really do need to head to the track. Now, the only theory I could see that really pushes up against my point is that the Z51 brakes could stop you a few feet earlier and potentially stop you from hitting something, but we really are starting to push hypothetical situations at this point. So my real point is that if you are never going to track the car, then this extra from the Z51 will serve you little use in most situations. Just something to think about. We then get to the enhanced cooling feature. This includes upgraded cooling components for the car's internals, which translates to better tracking capabilities. If you haven't caught on yet, the Z51 is all about pushing the highest potential out of your car. It's running at 10/10 for as long as possible. Better braking and cooling are essential for this. So again, this will never be helpful for someone driving around their Corvette C8 on the streets. Now, with the issues the C7 Z06 had with cooling, many people may wonder if it's worth it for this reasoning, but the Corvette C8 is showing no signs of overheating potential, and it's just the base Corvette making less than 500 horsepower. The base C7 Corvette had no cooling issues whatsoever, so make sure you keep that in mind. The next item we have on the list is the ELSD, which of course is the electronic limited slip differential. This in layman's terms allows your wheels to have separate amounts of power to be driven to them. This helps when traction is lost on one wheel but still available to another. And while it is a great tool on the track, it can have many uses outside of it. For example, during poor weather, you could see where the LSD can help regain control. So effectively, the ELSD can have profound effects on your C8's handling, in my opinion, is one of the best additions to the Z51 package. The ELSD was added to the C7 lineup in 2015, and since then it has gained much praise from C7 owners, and I truly believe that this will stay true moving forward to the C8 Corvette. If you want better understanding of the ELSD, check out the video Chevrolet has on their YouTube channel. Continuing from there, the next item is not a mechanical performance part, but it's rather a rear spoiler and front splitter. This is a big one because not everyone is in agreement over how much they like the rear spoiler found on the Z51 option cars. It is a truly functional spoiler this go around and provides up to 400 pounds of actual downforce. That being said, I don't think it's the best looking spoiler, and I'm hoping for a better aftermarket option. I am considering adding the high wing, but since it's a dealer option, I can wait to see what my other options are this coming year. The looks of the spoiler and splitter will truly be a personal choice for the buyer. Now, we did already talk about upgraded cooling, but we do get upgraded cooling inlets for the brakes. This adds, again, more longevity out of your braking and will not affect your daily driving. It's truly a track-focused option. We then get to the performance exhaust, and this is a big one. Also called the NPP Exhaust, it is one of the most talked about options on a Corvette. The sound of your C8 is a big deal, and the NPP Exhaust allows you to change the sound depending on your preferences. Highway driving can have the valves shut so that the car is quieter, but then on the fly you can jump to performance mode and let the valves completely open with a loud, aggressive tone. This incredible option comes for free on the Z51 package, and I think anyone is crazy not to have this. The nice thing though is that even if you don't pick up the Z51 package, you can still add the NPP Exhaust for $1,195, and it is worth every penny. Unless you are absolutely going aftermarket for your exhaust, this really is a no-brainer. In addition, you cannot add this exhaust later if you do not choose it currently. To give you a bit of clarity, my C6 Corvette that I owned came with a stock exhaust, and it sounded beyond sad even during aggressive acceleration. I moved over to an aftermarket exhaust that mirrored the NPP, and it changed everything on the car. I had baffles that I could open and close, and they made the car 10 times more enjoyable to drive. I will show you a quick clip of that video. The last item on the list is the MRC, which is the magnetic ride control system, and it's something that obviously we already covered earlier in the video, but as I mentioned, an incredible addition to your car's capabilities. So there you have it, all of the options that come with the Z51 package. Now, in my honest opinion, I think it's a great value even at $5,000. However, even as great of a value that it is, you have an expensive option that for many people they will rarely benefit from. I have seen many comments online of people saying, how could you buy an all-new Corvette at $60,000 and not ante up for the Z51 package? But to that I say $5,000 is still $5,000, and for an individual who will only drive this on the weekends, the value really doesn't quite add up. I hope you were able to find this video helpful, whether you're purchasing the all-new Corvette C8 or planning to buy a used one down the road and want to know whether you should buy a Z51 packaged one or not. Hopefully this video gave you some insight. If you did enjoy it and found it informative, please help support my channel. Hit that thumbs up button. Also, if you are new to the channel, please think about subscribing. We have tons of new content. I try to keep you informed on everything around the Corvette C8, as well as all types of things automotive. To all my loyal subscribers out there, thank you so much. I cannot express enough how much I truly appreciate all of your amazing support. As always, you all take care. We'll see you next video.